What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's Thursday night. It's another evening alpha. Who could have thought? Who could have guessed? Welcome. Happy Thursday. Tis I, Todd Wanish, founder of Adult Fantasy, 26-year veteran of the comic and animation industries, and one of the creators of this wonderful character franchise that we are creating. It is a character-based entertainment company. It is Web3. It is decentralized. It is the first true bottom-up pop culture phenomenon where you and I together as fans create a universe equally, and we will have the opportunity to share in all of the rewards. I am willing to take all of the pain. You can have all of the rewards. I understand. That's just how it works. But no, we're having a blast doing it. It's an adventure. It's a lot of fun creating from the ground up, and cannot wait for you guys to see what we have cooking. So tonight we got some good stuff. As you can see on my screen, we're going to be talking about the global state of crypto report. But before we do, I'm going to even hide that just for a second so we can just chill for a minute. Let's say hi to who's here. Carrots is here. What's up, Carrots? How you doing? Welcome. Willie D, how you doing? Welcome. Dusty, long time. How you doing? Studio, yo, what's up? I'm very glad that we are more entertaining than video games. Isn't that right? I see you. So yeah, just kind of a recap. I'll give you a recap of the day and what's been going on with the Adult Fantasy before we jump in. So this entire week has been fascinating. Really, the last couple weeks. So behind the scenes, we're working on partnerships, and I'll go into detail more about exactly what we're doing very soon. I don't really want to keep you guys in the dark about too much, but I do want to let you know that things are moving. We have been building so much. In February, we spent the entire month figuring out and testing different types of RPGs and game systems that we could use to create universal lore. And this is incredibly important because this is how all of us together are gonna work to create. So it has to be easy and it has to be fun, because you shouldn't have to be a world-renowned writer to be, to have a good idea and submit an idea that the rest of the community could enjoy and really want to see as solidified lore. So we worked all of that in February, and we play tested it in February and March. We actually did a play test tonight. We did a 2-hour alpha play test of the lore. I think we had a good time. I think it was pretty fun. It's really interesting when people are just throwing ideas back and forth. All of a sudden it's just ancient alcoholism and I don't even know, booger something or other. it's just crazy. People just do awesome stuff. Hey, Mr. Corner Comics, how are you? Welcome. So we had a blast doing that. We're going to be slowly rolling that out to the community. And we will start to bake that in probably into evening alpha spaces. I'm not really sure yet, but we're going to start bringing in some of this lore content and playing some more games with it, and bringing you guys into it. And on top of that, in other news, this week has been from sunrise to sunset partnership discussions. That's not going to happen every week. I'm honestly thinking that I may even cut it next week, because I need to focus on the app and artwork and a lot of the stuff that we have going on. Some of the other stuff, because I don't want to, juggle a lot of balls and don't want any of them to hit the floor. But there's been a lot of interest on the partnership side for the technology, and that also benefits our community because it all funds a community wallet. So our idea for this is that the money that flows into the community wallet outside of paying for bringing people onboarding new people on the team so we can build faster and build more, to really start to do things like community grants and funding certain projects and a lot of the other cool things that I think you expect us to deliver on, and which we will deliver on. So it's really great. I mean, knock on wood, I'm a realist, an optimist realist, and everything is everything's going to schedule, man. I mean, it's pretty much exactly what we hoped it would be. So it's fantastic. Carrot says, can't wait for the lore writing. Going to be fun. Oh yeah. Tip of the iceberg. We started, I'll just give you a little bit of a hint. He says, going to be fun. Turns out I drop random words and will be a terrible lore writer. Flint says, hey everyone. Dusty, Flint. Hey Flint, welcome Flint. So again, before we jump into this, what I'll tell you, Carrots, is that the way we envision the lore is that we have one lore game that we've been alpha testing, and it's really the big 30,000 square foot beginning of time to end of time, and it's a way for us to kind of just have fun, throw some crap at the wall. Not everything is going to be good, and that's not the point. It's really just to put stuff out there and see what makes us laugh, see what really makes sense, see what makes no sense, and really try to think about like what we as a community are going to like. And so we're going to bring people into that and kind of like the base foundational writer's room. It'll be a little more spectator, but at the same time you'll have input. So we'll probably set it up something like this. More on that later. And then as we get into the app, there will be very direct ways to create lore and to suggest lore and ways that all of that can be processed and ways that the gems can be chosen that actually becomes canon inside of the universe, and then will be even explored further within other things that are released, which I'm not going to go into. So it's exciting. It's really exciting. It's a humongous task. There's a lot of companies out there that are going the opposite way, where it's either top down, where they just keep it insular and they just create the way they want to create, and they kind of deliver on a silver platter what it is, and you have ownership of a piece of ownership via the NFT. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm involved in several of those as a collector. But we really wanted to take a different path. We wanted to go the exact opposite way and really build something. I think if you get a few hundred or a few thousand or several thousand people together who have a designed and debugged and tested system for coming up with basically an idea factory, and then a system to take those ideas and push them through a pipeline so that it becomes a product or some type of object that is out there that represents that idea. That's a big concept, and that's something that's never been done before. And I fully believe that is the way. This is the way. Hey, J-Raw, what's up, man? Welcome. Wait, what was that? Mumble, drop some secrets. Trying to... I know, man. It's so hard. What's up, J-Raw? How you doing? Dusty, what's up? Hey, he's saying hello. Yeah, I know. It's so difficult. All right. Enough about that. Enough teasing. I know you probably are tired of that. God, this guy just smiles a lot and tells us he's doing stuff. But I have witnesses, I swear. All right. So anyway, let's pop into tonight's story. So I found this. This is the Global State of Crypto report, and this is from Gemini, and that's why it fascinates me, because Gemini is legit. Gemini is a DEX. I believe it's owned by the Winklevoss twins, or they are a major investor of it. If you don't know, the Winklevoss twins they are the ones who arguably created Facebook, depending on who you ask and where you are and what movie you watched. And so after Facebook, they ended up creating, or they went hardcore into Bitcoin, and so they became Bitcoin billionaires. Bitcoin turned them into billionaires. They went hardcore early, so very smart, not stupid at all. And so Gemini is a really good DEX. I use them. One of many. I use a lot of them, but I do like Gemini. It's very simple to use. And so they released this report, the 2022 Global State of the Crypto Report. And so let's dive in. We'll do some cherry picking. It's not that long of a thing, but I am long-winded, and so we don't want this to be a 4-hour session. So I will do my best to be pithy and pull out the best parts. So let's scan this together and see what happens. Tipping point 2021. We know that because it was a bull market. Venture capital investment exceeded $30 billion in crypto and blockchain startups, with more than $10.5 billion in investment in Q4 2021 alone. Cryptocurrency market cap is almost hit $3 trillion, and Bitcoin reached an all-time high of over 65,000, making crypto the best performing asset class of the past 10 years. And honestly, it's probably longer than that. I don't know anything that beat crypto. It's only been the past 10 years because Bitcoin's been around for like 9 or 10 years. So it's also interesting that the venture capital investment is only $30 billion. Like, that's really low, which is amazing. It just means that money is pouring in. Expect that number to double this year. As the world marches towards broad adoption of cryptocurrency, blah, 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 blah. This is what the report's going to say. So they surveyed nearly 30,000 adults across 20 countries. So that's the scope of this document, right? 30,000 adults across 20 countries. So they're going to give the methodology about where the results were. North America, Latin America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Asia Pacific. So fairly broad. The one thing that I'm interested in, and I don't have an answer for this because I scanned through it, is I know that South Korea is really big into crypto and NFTs, and I was surprised that they're not on here. Maybe I missed it, but I'm curious as to why Asia isn't, like Japan's not on here, things like that. Not really sure why. Maybe they just don't have reach into those countries yet. Could be as simple as that. Not sure. So let's see. So the total sample has been balanced and is generally representative of the adult population in each country between the ages of 18 and 75, with yearly household incomes of 14,000 USD or more. Any figures shown here for total adults refers to this population. So they're just giving us some breakouts. So let's look at the top findings. This is where the gold's going to be, and then the rest of the document will tell us information about that, about the results. 2021 was crypto's breakout year. 41% of crypto owners surveyed globally purchased crypto for the first time in 2021. More than half of crypto owners in Brazil, Hong Kong, and India got started in 2021. That's amazing. Globally, 41% of respondents said they are crypto curious. The crypto curious are defined as consumers who do not currently own crypto, but are either interested in learning more or say they are likely to acquire cryptocurrency in the next year. This is huge because, in the NFT space, it's really it's seen as a negative to do traditional advertising, meaning, serving a Facebook ad or an ad on Instagram or what have you. It's really seen as something you shouldn't do. But it's, according to this document anyway, that's kind of an elitist perspective because you have 41% of respondents who are crypto curious. Crypto curious. That's almost half. So these are people who are not in crypto but want to be in crypto, and you have a culture that says you shouldn't advertise because bad look or something. So I find that fascinating. The crypto gender gap may be narrowing. Among the crypto curious who plan to purchase crypto for the first time in the next year, 47% were women globally. Among crypto owners, women in developing nations led the way, with women representing at least half of crypto owners in Israel, Indonesia, and Nigeria. So that's pretty much even. 47% is not really, in my opinion, narrowing the gap. That's about as close to perfect as you can get. That's pretty damn good. Conversely, in developed countries and regions, only a third of current crypto owners are women, including the US, Europe, and Australia. So 30%, 32%, 33%, and 27%. So got a little work to do there, but still pretty good considering that crypto is still considered pretty new. It hasn't been around that long. That's really smart. That's really great. Inflation, a primary driver for crypto adoption. So I found this fascinating. Respondents in countries that have experienced 50% or more devaluation of their currency against the USD over the last 10 years were more than 5 times as likely to say they plan to purchase crypto in the coming year than those in countries that have experienced less than 50% currency devaluation, including South Africa, Mexico, India, and Brazil. In Brazil, where the local currency has been devalued by more than 200% against the USD, 41 of respondents own crypto. In the US, 2 in 5, which is 40%, crypto owners see crypto as a hedge against inflation. So that was me. I came into crypto because of inflation. I knew it was coming last year. I saw it from a mile away, and I've told you guys before. I looked at crypto, and when I started to understand staking and I started to understand APY, and I said, wow, my fiat is sitting in the bank at earning 0.01% interest, but inflation is going up. If I took it over to USDC on an app like Voyager, they give me 9% APY, and I don't have to do anything. Like if you never bought another cryptocurrency, if you never bought an NFT, you would still be earning 9% a year just for moving your money. So I thought that was a huge thing for me. So I certainly fit into that category. Crypto regulation, a top concern globally. Regulation is a concern globally among non-owners, 39% in Asia Pacific, 37% in Latin America, and 36% in Europe say there is legal uncertainty around cryptocurrency. I would say that's like 100%. In addition, for the 30% of respondents in the Middle East, 24% in Asia Pacific, and 23% in Latin America, the tax complexities of owning cryptocurrency have kept them from investing in crypto. So that's fascinating. So that means we have some work to do. I would say that crypto regulation is a huge concern. I mean, even last night we were talking about the battle over stable coins. So it's certainly there. Education is the greatest barrier to ownership. Globally, respondents were nearly twice as likely to say that more educational resources on cryptocurrency would help them get started with crypto, 40%, compared to the recommendations from friends. So it's really like they're not really listening to their friends. Their friends are bragging about crypto, about money or whatever, and they're like, yeah, I just need to learn more about it, which sounds like probably every single one of us has had that conversation with a friend, for sure. More than half of respondents in Latin America, 51%, and Africa said that educational resources would make them more comfortable purchasing cryptocurrency. 44% in Asia Pacific and 42% of those in the US said the same. So everybody agrees they need more education. Education is going to be a huge factor, which is great as a project owner. It's great for me because I have been thinking about I can't disclose too much, but I have been thinking a lot about education and potentially the creation of programs to onboard new users and new buyers and new owners of cryptocurrency and NFTs. So I think there's a huge opening there, clearly, because you have a huge driver of interest via inflation and other things, but people are worried and they're not really sure what to do because they don't have enough information. And who does? Like, all of us have been in the space. Like, there's rugs every day. People get scammed every day. Like, even education isn't education. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of learn the hard way in this space. Oh, that's good tea. All right. Adoption. Breakout year. I think this is fantastic. Nearly half of all crypto owners in the US and Asia, Latin America and Asia Pacific, first bought crypto in 2021. More than half of crypto owners. And in Europe, 2 in 5, crypto owners in Brazil, Hong Kong, and India got started in 2021. And in Europe, 2 in 5 of those who own crypto started investing. So let's check this out. Nice simple graph that just basically restates exactly what they said. That's amazing. And I would guess, I'm betting, just because I know you guys and we've talked, in Discord and stuff, Is everybody here from the class of 2021 for like being onboarded into crypto? I'm class of 2021. So yeah, let me know in chat. I'm guessing all of you guys are 2021, but if you're pre 2021, like let me know that you're an OG. Crypto curiosity high across regions. This is the crypto curious. Let's see, compared to other regions. Total percentage of crypto curious and gender breakdown. So you have male in the dark blue, female in the light or dark greenish blue. I don't know what aqua, and female in the lighter color. How's that? So this is really interesting. So in the UAE, it's 68 male, 32% female. In the US, it's 51-49, which is a pretty good breakdown, man. That's pretty perfect. In Kenya, it's the opposite. Actually, in the US, it's 51% female, 49% male. That's awesome. In Kenya, it's the opposite with 51% male, 49% female, but that's still amazing. Look how even the breakdown is. I mean, really, overall, that's really balanced. Certainly the UAE, some of this may be due to the rights that women have in certain countries, or lack thereof. Certainly, I don't know the laws in Nigeria and Indonesia, but I do know some of them in the UAE. I've had friends work there. I haven't been myself, but I know a lot of people who have. So this may be a little bit of a reaction to that, although still 32% of women find it fascinating or crypto curious. This is excellent. It's a complete breakdown, like a complete even keel. That's really interesting to see. So you guys say, let's see, let me check chat. Yeah, J-Raw 2021, Willie D 2021, Dusty 2021. Yep, 2021, baby. We're all OGs by now. You've been in it a year. You've been through the battles and the scars. Cryptocurrency ownership by country. So this shocked me. Indonesia and Brazil are the biggest cryptocurrency ownership countries, which is fascinating to me. We're barely there. Like the US, like all of crypto Twitter is the US, and we're 20%, which is crazy. You have 40% in Brazil and Indonesia. And I'm wondering, I guess, as they were saying, because of the devaluation of the US against the USD, if their currency is not worth anything, it really pushes people towards crypto. Now, here's what I'm gonna give you guys an aha moment, and maybe not jump into conspiracy theory, but just yesterday we were talking about the battle over stable coins, because that's an entry point. That's the on ramp and off ramp of crypto is stable coins. It's the saving account of crypto. And we also have a Fed and a government that is nonstop producing trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, which is devaluing our currency and pushing up our inflation rate. So just by looking at this data, if you wanted, I'm just putting it out there, if you wanted a country to move towards cryptocurrency so that they would be forced to use a central bank digital currency, a country's CBDC, you would devalue the dollar. And we know that's true because every single currency that has been devalued against the dollar dives into crypto headfirst. So Brazil and Indonesia, UAE, everything else, it's moving into crypto. So this is a great sign if you're in crypto, but you may also be able to see some future plans just by looking at the data and understanding why people want this, right? We just saw the other night, I think it was also yesterday, where the UK is opening the door to crypto to be used all across the UK so that they can start to create regulations. So they want more adoption, more control, and then they can kind of move the currency away from, for us, USD, and more towards a central bank digital currency that they have full control over. So it's very fascinating stuff. Got a nose itch tonight. Anyway, high-income ownership in developed nations. Among high-income respondents in developed nations, crypto ownership trended higher, with 40% or more in the UK, Germany, and France reporting owning crypto. So look at this. So this is high-income nations ownership of crypto. So France and Germany are way up there. Wow, look at that. US is still about 29%. It's crazy to think that we're not like one of the lead adopters of crypto yet, because it certainly feels like we are. It just shows you that the space is huge, right? Like, look at that. We're the leaders are really small comparatively. Among high-income respondents in developed nations, crypto ownership trended higher. Yeah, that makes sense. Because we have disposable income, right? So we have the, you supposedly you're not supposed to put in anything into crypto that you would be afraid to lose, right? That's kind of the deal. Global adoption among women. Women in developing countries lead in the adoption of cryptocurrency among women. In Indonesia and Nigeria, for example, more than half of crypto investors are women. Notably, France leads the way in crypto adoption among women in developed nations, where more than 2 in 5 of crypto investors are women, so 45%. Among developing countries, the UAE is a notable outlier, where only 32% of crypto investors are women. Again, laws. Countries have rules. Hong Kong is 63 male, 37 female. Israel is 51% female. Indonesia, 51% female. And the US is 32 to 67. Wait, I thought that was different. Oh, that was interest. So interest is 50-50. But right now, women have are not as into it as men in the US. But that's interesting. I think that's going to change as you have like a pretty even interest. Isn't it weird how cryptocurrency is just like non-gender specific? Like everybody is curious about it. In developed nations and regions, United States, Europe, Australia, a third of current crypto owners are women. Factoring in the crypto curious, women make up nearly half, there we go, of non-owners in developed countries who anticipate buying crypto in the next year. So this is the next year. So if this is true, then by next year you're going to have parity among genders across all major nations, which is awesome. Look at that. That's pretty great. So again, US is 32-39 global adoption. Excellent. Starting to close the crypto gender gap. So they're talking about the gender gap narrowing. I feel like we've covered that. It pretty much shows what's up. I see this is 2021 and 2022. So that's worth looking at. So we've got, we'll look at the big graph. So male 60-40 in 2021, and then 2022 so far is 53-47. So that's pretty good. That's a big jump. That's a very big jump. I wish they could give you psychographics, like why, what's the behavior that's making the change for women and men. Like, is it self-sovereignty? Is it independence? Is it just fun? I'd be curious to find out. If you guys know, if you guys have an idea, let me know. I think that'd be fascinating. Adoption, U.S. focus, narrowing the crypto diversity gap. So this is basically about diversity. So I think that's pretty cool. White Caucasian 71-55, Black African Americans 9-17. So nearly twice as many surveyed Black Americans reported owning crypto when compared to 2020. So that's pretty good. Then those numbers should go higher, I think. Similarly, nearly 1 in 4 of surveyed Hispanic or Latino Americans own cryptocurrency, compared to just 13% in 2020. So that's great. That's almost doubling. Yeah, people are not going to miss this. They're slow to it a little bit. I think the government does a bad job. Again, when you have elected officials on any side of the aisle from any country, kind of not know what the fuck they're talking about and just say, start talking about like how it's, crypto is a scam, or crypto is only used by drug dealers and all the stuff, like illicit drugs are bought by crypto, like dollars are not. Come on, like, give me a break. I think it does great damage. Because people get scared. Nobody wants to break the law. Most people don't want to break the law. J-Raw says, women got bored of OnlyFans. Thanks, J-Raw. J-Raw bringing comedy in it. Oh man, I love this crew, man. I love AFM. Trust, volatility, and security are concerns. The top blockers. This is great, especially if education is going to be important. The top blockers for those who haven't yet purchased crypto include concerns about trust, volatility, and security, as well as a lack of understanding around how to make purchases or how to store cryptocurrency. Yeah, I mean, even people that buy cryptocurrency don't know how to store cryptocurrency. It's not easy. When asked why they hadn't yet started investing in crypto, individuals in Latin America were half as likely as global respondents to say they haven't bought cryptocurrency because they don't trust it. Latin Americans were also least likely to say they had not yet bought cryptocurrency because it isn't backed by the government. See, central bank digital currency, because it isn't backed by the government or other assets, compared to 20% of those in the US and Europe. So that makes me think, okay, so let's do mine. I love trying to predict the future in these kind of like little mental games. So we know that the government wants to do CBDC. And we also know that the way to get people to do CBDC or into crypto from the graphs we've seen just in this report are by having your currency devalued. We know that other currencies devalued in countries like Brazil and Indonesia run to crypto. And we are devaluing our currency as well through inflation and other means. So I don't know if we're necessarily, I don't think we can totally claim that there's a run to crypto because of that. There are stats that show people are coming into crypto because of inflation. I am one of them. But then you also have this trust issue where, at least in Latin America, they had not yet bought crypto because it isn't backed by the government or backed by other assets. So that maybe leaves the door open in this country to bring crypto in, try to regulate it. They're going to regulate it. But as more people come into crypto via inflation fears or just curiosity, you may be able to install CBDC through like UBI, Universal Basic Income, stimulus checks, right? Right now, everyone got stimulus checks because of COVID, so people are already kind of used to receiving checks. So you could install central bank digital currency to take that place, and that would be a way through like welfare programs, things like that. That would be a way to introduce something that is already in use, right? Like they're already inventing credit cards. They have credit cards basically that use crypto. So if you just had a government program where you had a card and you insert it like you do a credit card, and instead of credit, it was crypto, even if it was CBDC, which they're going to be doing. There are already companies doing that. Then the behavior pattern of buying and selling doesn't change, right? The behavior pattern is exactly the same. And so that would be a way to bring crypto, even if it was CBDC, that would be a way to get crypto into the mainstream, because the behavior pattern, the habit that people have don't change. And if you think that's not major, when was the last time you used a dollar bill, right? Like I don't have dollar bills. Most of us just use cards now. It wasn't like that 5 or 10 years ago, right? It wasn't that long ago where you would have 20, 30, 40 bucks in your wallet and you'd have some cards. And now everyone just uses cards. They haven't even thought about it. Like how long has it been since you've used a dollar bill, right? Same thing will happen in credit cards, or it'll be a combination of credit cards and crypto cards, in my opinion. Why haven't you ever bought crypto? I'm worried about volatility in crypto. I have concerns about security. I don't understand how to buy or hold crypto. I don't know how to make purchases with crypto. I don't trust crypto. I don't like that crypto isn't backed by the government or other assets. Again, going back to education, these would be brilliant questions to answer to get people past their fear and their false belief about crypto and about NFTs. I always look at this and honestly, you could have the same questions about NFTs because it's all tied together, right? You could probably add some, like what were some of the ones we've seen? I believe the ones that I've heard is like, NFTs are for rich people, which is hilarious. And I've heard they're bad for the environment, and I've heard that you can, owning a JPEG is the same thing as owning an NFT. Those are the main three things with NFTs, and then these. So if you just started to answer those questions, I think you would start to convert people and bring people back in. Let's see what we got. What do we got here? Who's in chat? JRS says, I literally don't know how to be serious 99% of the time. It's always a joke being developed in my mind. Bro, like I've made a career out of it. So welcome home. I also joined crypto from the dollars value dropping. Yeah, right? Like at some point you're just like, why am I doing this? Hey, Miss Willie J, Apple Pay. Yep. Dusty says, sometimes I wear my tinfoil hat while spending only cash. Yes. Dusty says, hey, Miss Willie. Yep. Welcome. So I find this fascinating. Let's see. Education and regulation are top barriers. So this is another great thing that we can discuss in terms of education. Oh, my kid is screaming. Hopefully Melissa can go get our oldest. Yeah, I hear her now. She's been homesick. It's been tough. But all right, education and regulation are top barriers. Regulation is a concern globally. Among non-owners, 39% in Asia Pacific and Latin America, there's 37% in Latin America and 36% in Europe say there's a legal uncertainty around cryptocurrency. I mean, that's should be much higher. There's always legal uncertainty. It is legal to own, though. In addition, for most places. In addition, for 30% of respondents in the Middle East, 24% in the Asia Pacific, and 23% in Latin America, the tax complexities of owning crypto have kept them from investing in crypto. That's true. Like I still, I'm using Coinly for my taxes, and I don't know if it's like available in all countries. I assume not. But even using a service like CryptoTax.trader or CryptoTrader.tax, whatever that is, which I've also heard is really good. This stuff's not easy. It's very true. It's very, very true. It's brand new. How long have these companies been out? Like 1 or 2 years? Education. Globally, respondents were nearly twice as likely to say that more educational resources on cryptocurrency would help them get started with crypto compared to recommendations from friends. More than half of respondents in Latin America and Africa said that the educational resources would make them more comfortable purchasing crypto. 44% Asia Pacific and 42% of those in the United States said the same. Man, it's just begging for education, man. I think we got to do a better job, guys. Education and regulation are top barriers. So this is fascinating. What, if anything, would make you more comfortable purchasing crypto? So we'll just look at the global numbers. 40% said more educational resources on crypto. 10% said blogs and podcasts. 6% said recommendations for my children. Look at that. In the US, 3%. Like no one gives a shit about what the kids say. Nobody gives a crap about what the kids say. Recommendations for siblings or cousins is 12%. Recommendations for my parents, nobody cares what the parents say either. And then recommendations from friends is 22%. So really, but look at this. Across the board, it's more education resources on cryptocurrency. 40%, 42%, 31%, 51, 44, 56, 36. So the best thing you could do is create educational resources on crypto and get it out there and either get to those people directly or create some kind of word of mouth, right? And I'm always interested in this because I think even though this is focused on cryptocurrency, I think NFTs run the same way, right? I think there needs to be more educational resources on NFTs. And how do you buy NFTs? Well, it's recommendations from friends, right? Whether those are IRL friends or online friends or influencers who you feel like you trust them, right? Trust is a form of friendship. So I think it's the same thing for the NFT space. Hey, look at this. Crypto is the future of money for many. Dusty says, J-Rod says, freaking boomers. Yeah, tell me about it. Listen to your kids. It's true, man. I've been trying to tell my parents about it, and what's the percentage for the US for parents listening to their kids? 3%. That sounds about the response that I got from my folks when I was like, you got to do this. Stop. Like, my parents are so convinced that they have a pension and a 401k because they're retired teachers. They're convinced that they have savings and stuff like this. And I'm just like, guys, you don't get it. Like, it's so dangerous. Like, they think we're risky. They think crypto and NFTs is high risk. And I always feel like I'm being safe. Like, I'm not trying to take risks. I'm not a gambler. But the gamble, like, it's not even a gamble to leave your money in fiat. Like, you're losing money. Like, just cut it in half. Like, it's unbelievable. All right. So crypto is the future of money for many. The majority of respondents in Latin America, 59%, and Africa, 58%, where many have experienced long-term hyperinflation, say that crypto is the future of money. We're going into a period here in the United States. We are in inflation. If you watch enough and listen to the news enough, and you really pay attention, we are moving in my opinion, we are moving into a period of hyperinflation and stagnation, and stagflation. So it's going to be rough in the U.S. That's not a joke. Like, even leaders of our country are saying it's going to be tough. And when they say it's going to be tough, when they're forced to say it's going to be some hard times, you should prepare, because these people do not say that ever. In my lifetime, they've never told their constituents that you better prepare for a rocky road, because that's not how you get elected. So let's check this out. J-Ra says, my dad is like, I'm mining Pi cryptocurrency. I'm like, facepalm. What's Pi cryptocurrency? I don't even know what that means. Oh, like legit Pi? P-I-E? I missed the joke, J-Ra. Cryptocurrency is the future of money. Latin America, Brazil, 66%. Colombia, Mexico. Let's see some big numbers. Africa is huge. Indonesia and India, for sure, right? Hyperinflation or poorer countries. The U.S. is 23%, so we're not there yet. We're not to the level of Brazil yet, which is good. We're on pace with France and Germany, and we're a little ahead of UK and Ireland in the belief that crypto is the future of money. I will be very curious to see how this changes in the next report, in the 2023 report. If inflation continues and we start to go into a recession due to hyperinflation or stagnation, or I keep calling it stagnation, stagflation, that number should go up, right? Because again, people feel forced into looking into new avenues, right? More people will come into crypto, and more people, once in crypto, will say it's the future of money. Dusty says, it's the silly app where you mine Pi crypto, but it's probably a scam that just hits you on advertising. Gotcha. Right on. Currency devaluation fuels 2022 intent. Currency devaluation. Respondents in countries with 50% or more devaluation against the dollar over the last 10 years were more than 5 times as likely to say they plan to purchase crypto in the coming year compared to those who experienced less than 50% inflation over the same period. Look at that. Mexico, India, Brazil, South Africa. Huge. Devaluation against the US dollar. Brazil is down 217%. And so 45% are likely to purchase crypto within the next year. So these are non-owners. So we're not on here because it's against the US dollar. Again, I would like to see what happens when the US dollar is devaluated against itself, meaning it's worth less than it was, last year before that. Interesting how so many of these countries are very even, and then it just skyrockets. The minute it hits, it looks like, and I don't know if this is a big enough sample size, but it looks like the minute the devaluation against the US dollar hits over 50%, because Norway is at 46% and they're still at 3%. So, well, they increased. Sorry, that's an increase against the dollar, so it's very low. But here's a negative 58%, and that bumped India into 40%, looking to purchase crypto. So somewhere it looks like, and maybe it's lower, maybe in the 40s, maybe in the 50% lower. Again, the devaluation of their currency is when people jump in. So I would expect to see. I hope it doesn't happen. However, because we don't know the future, if it's announced that US dollar has been devalued by 50% since however long ago, within a reasonable time frame, because it's been being devalued since the 70s. But that may mean that the US starts to jump up into all of this larger bandwidth here, the larger band. Interesting stuff. Inflation and diversification drive interest. So this is J-Raw, this is myself. Let's see. Carrot says, had to zip away to help my 17-year-old with math. Back now. Awesome. I need to eat more carrots. My sight is starting to have phases of blurry. Yeah, man. Me too. Hides. Oh my God. Nearly 46% of respondents in Latin America and Africa say that certain cryptocurrencies are a great way to protect against inflation. Again, I saw the same thing. That's why I jumped in. In regions where the local currency has not experienced long-term devaluation, respondents were far less likely to say that cryptocurrencies guard against inflation, including the US, which is 16%, and Europe, 15%. So again, if inflation continues, if we move into hyperinflation, if we get into stagflation, that I would expect the US number to jump, maybe double, maybe 30% next year by the next report, depending on how the economy goes. If the economy gets better, that number doesn't change. The majority of crypto owners in nearly every region said that owning crypto is a good way to diversify your assets. That's awesome, including more than 3 and 4 and 78% in Latin America. So that's wonderful. That is very good news. So certain cryptocurrencies are a great way to protect against inflation. Africa is the highest. Middle East is the highest. Is the second highest? No, sorry. Latin America and Africa, right? And then owning crypto is a good way to diversify your assets. Pretty much everybody believes that. They just don't necessarily believe it's a great way to protect against inflation, which is interesting. It's fascinating. Hey, Casper, what's up? Casper says, hi, everyone. J. Ross says, carrots, you need to put a new avatar with a chunk bin now. Everyone says hi to Casper. What's up, Casper? Welcome. The vast majority of crypto owners, 79% across regions, say they buy and hold crypto for its long-term investment potential. More than half of crypto owners in Asia Pacific, Africa, and the Middle East reported actively trading, buying and selling crypto as a way to achieve profits. So 79% buy and hold, and more than half in Asia, Africa, and Middle East are active traders. So it's interesting. People are buying and holding up. Are you guys traders or buying and holding? I'm a holder. I would love to be like, I'm an investor. I'm an active trading investor. But the truth is like, I treat it like comic books. I just buy it. I hold it. I'll sell some of it, but then I just buy more and hold that. Like I am a classic diamond hands holder of everything. I feel very guilty when I get rid of stuff. It's very hard for me to do. Regional findings. This is great. US. So we're going to focus on the US. I know they go into Europe and let's see what else I got. Middle East. But we're just going to focus on the US. And I believe that'll cap us off. So let's see what the US says. And then we can talk about some shit. Let's get back up here. All right. United States regional findings. Ownership nearly doubled in 2021. The number of crypto owners in the US nearly doubled in 2021, with 44% of respondents saying that they first bought crypto in the past year. 1 in 5 or 20% in the US reported owning crypto. That's awesome. 1 in 5 is a lot of people. That is not small anymore. 1 in 5 reported owning crypto. Women are crypto curious. Currently, only 32% of crypto owners are women, but more than half of the crypto curious, 51% in the US, are women. Among the crypto curious who plan to purchase crypto in the coming year, 39% are women. So this is taking all of the information and just kind of dividing it up that we already went through and just saying, okay, here are the findings, here are the results. Ownership among Black Americans nearly doubled. In 2020, only 9% of crypto owners identified as Black. In 2021, 17% of crypto owners were Black. The number of Hispanic or Latino American crypto owners also increased from 2020, 13% to 2021, 22%. That's fantastic. More people, the better. It really needs to be 100%. I truly believe that. Hopefully without the government's intervention, to be honest. A call for education. More than twice as many Americans, 42% said that more educational resources would make them feel more comfortable purchasing crypto compared to recommendations from friends. So it's interesting that if you want to bring more people in, you got to break down all of those barriers and those logical questions that people have, really. There's a lot of crypto and NFTs is like a fog of war. Carrot says, oh wait, sorry. I don't want to skip. Dusty says, my strategy tends to be buy high, sell low. I have done that a few times, I have to admit. Every time I do it, you know it's the opposite, but I swear I literally did this a few weeks ago. A few weeks ago, something was going really low and I felt like it was going to go lower. So I sold and then it did go lower. And then I turned off my computer for the night. In the morning, it spiked and it went to like an all-time high. And I was like, oh God, this thing is never coming back. I totally am screwed. And so I bought it at an all-time high. And of course it pulled back to to where it was when I actually sold it. So anyway, that's the way it works. That's the way it works. J-Rod, diamond-handed holder, 100%. Carrots, I hold the vast amount, but I do some trading as well, though I am terrible at it overall. Right? Like I know how to read charts and I know some of the tools and how to do that. And when I follow my tools, I really do a good job of knowing when the damn thing is going to move. The problem occurs when I look at the charts and I map out my tools and I believe that I'm wrong. I'm like, okay, at this point, if it goes up, it's going to go really up. And if it goes down, it's going to go down. And I do a pretty good job of knowing that. But what ends up happening is it goes up a little bit and then it drops below and it gives me weird mixed signals. And I'm just like, I don't really know anymore. And then I make bad decisions. I really wish I could be a swing trader. I really wish I was that good where it goes up and you sell and it goes down a little bit and you buy and it goes up and you sell and you're just like stacking money like every day. Some people are just so good at this. Ain't me, man. Flint is just saying hello. J-Rob, but yeah, if I do try to trade it, it's exactly how Dusty said. Yep. Casper, I'm a terrible trader too. Hey, we're all in the same boat. That's why we're holders. That's why we're NFT. That's why we're into NFTs. I'll just buy it. I'll hold it. And, I'll flip it later. Willie D, time in the market, not timing the market. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Yep. That's a great phrase. I've heard that. Time in the market, not timing the market. This is true. And it's also true. It is also true that if you look at the stock market, and they say that holders actually win in the long run more than flippers or traders or day traders. And it's true. Like if you just bought and held in like 2000, like any stock that was worth its salt, like the big ones like Apple or Walmart or Nike or Disney or whatever, if you just bought in 2000 and just didn't touch it, you made a fortune. You probably made more than most stockbrokers and traders. Kara says, I was reading yesterday that more millennials now view crypto as their retirement plans as opposed to stocks. I saw that too. Though it was close, if I recall correctly. Yeah, and I think that's going to go up, right? I mean, the interesting thing about crypto, well, here, I'll read your comment. Kara says, the trick for trading is to consult the bones. Willow reference, yes. Oh, wow. We got to have a Willow night. We got to do some movie nights, and Willow should be up there. I haven't watched Willow in years. But yeah, consulting the bones. I think what's interesting about crypto that's bringing millennials in, and this is the NFT space too, is that it has a sense of, it's starting to get the vibe of punk rock, right? It's starting to get the vibe of rock and roll and I don't want necessarily anti-establishment because that's kind of obvious. It's decentralized money. But it definitely has a rock and roll vibe. And I mean, you're tying, when NFTs are starting to pull out, like present themselves like global fashion brands, like that's pure, like, yeah, I don't know the exact word for it. It's like, it's pure youth culture, right? So, and that's such a strange thing because it's money. It's digital money. And it wasn't like this a few years ago. Like I very much remember crypto in 2013 when I had none. I wish I had a lot of it. But it's only been in the last couple of years that it's gone from like really stodgy, super digital tech. You really had to understand technology to own it and trade it and have it, to what it is today, which is kind of like this punk rock anti-establishment youth culture movement. And I do think NFTs have a lot to do with the growth of cryptocurrency. I think NFTs are becoming the gateway drug to crypto. Last year, for me, it was crypto to NFTs. But that's because I'm older and I'm more used to stocks, right? I've been investing in the stock market for a long time. So that was my one-to-one. Oh, it's like stocks, but it's crypto. And I knew what crypto was, but I never traded it. I never bought it. But seeing stock charts or what looked like stock charts on Kraken and on Gemini and Coinbase, it was very familiar without being super familiar. So the learning curve for me wasn't as strict. And I think with NFTs, people get art. People see it, they like it, they buy it. And then that gets them into crypto. And then they start moving into crypto, right? And especially if you have NFTs now and there's like staking and tokenizing and all the rewards you can get. Like, I think it's really, it's an interesting onboarding process. So I guess one of the things you could do, because this whole document, and it's got the future money and inflation hedge and store of value, but really it's the most interesting thing to me in this document so far has been the educational component, that like you have 50% of the global population surveyed say if they were just a little more educated, they'd jump in. So I wonder if part of thinking as a project owner of an NFT project, like creating an educational program that targeted people who wanted to learn more about crypto/NFTs, and then provide them a way to, say, buy their first NFT. I shouldn't make this public. What am I saying? Like, I should keep this like quiet. Anyway, I'm very interested in this. Let's just say that you have to be, because this is real data. These are our future customers. These are future NFT buyers. These are future adult fantasy holders. This is future crypto people. These are future people we will know on Discord and in Twitter. They're just not there yet. 100%. Future of money, nearly 1 in 4, 23% in the US say that cryptocurrency is the future of money. While significant, this figure lags behind other regions, including Latin America and Africa, where 59 and 58% respectively say the same. Again, I think a lot of that is the media. Like every time you turn on the news, they're shitting on crypto. Like it's really crazy. I don't think that's gonna play out much longer. I think you're gonna see. My guess is that by 2023, maybe 2024, but I'm willing to say I think by 2024, this number, nearly 1 in 4, turns to 50%. I think it's going to say 50% of the U.S. Say that cryptocurrency is the future of money. So let's bookmark. We'll bookmark the video and we'll come back in a year or two. It might even hit 50% by 2023. I think this is a very temporary number. An inflation hedge and store value. While only 16% of all respondents in the U.S. say certain cryptocurrencies are a great way to protect against inflation, 40% of crypto owners in the U.S. say the same. The vast majority of crypto owners in the U.S., 85%, buy and hold crypto for its long-term investment potential or as a store of value. Look at that. Haven't bought crypto yet, own crypto, 20%. When you put in a pie chart, it's pretty crazy. That's wicked. The vast majority of crypto owners, 85%, buy and hold. So pretty much everybody is a holder. So many holders. So more people buy it and store it than they do flip it and sell it. That's actually a really good sign for, I think, this is my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor, do your own research. But I wonder if that makes it more of a bull case for top tier crypto, right? Like you've got Bitcoin, you've got Ethereum, and I mean, you've got dozens and dozens. I don't know the top 10 off the top of my head. But if 85% of crypto owners buy and hold crypto, and then it might be worth, and I'm speaking for myself, it might be worth really looking at the top 10% or the top 10 cryptocurrencies as a store of value because everybody else is, right? Like barring some kind of crazy crash or some kind of, company internal explosion, if 85% of crypto owners are holders, then it seems like the top 10% of cryptocurrencies might be a good store of value for future for investing purposes, no matter how it goes up or down, right? Because we all know crypto, it could go 80% down in a day, but over the course of time, again, 85% of people are holding. Much of that has to be in the top 10, top 25 tokens. So that would be where you would want to maybe invest if you were looking at crypto. Again, speaking for myself, my opinion, do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just, I'm just playing in my head. Pretty fascinating stuff. Carrot says, one has to wonder if crypto would ever have taken off to such a degree if the 2008 financial crisis had not exposed how screwed over we all were by the current financial system. 100%. I could not agree more. And the people that jumped in 2008 are also like already on an island somewhere. You know what I mean? Like in crypto and in NFTs, our idea of an OG is like 2017. That's because the people who got in at 2008, 2009, they're gone, man. They're retired. They did the smartest thing possible. And I remember Lehman Brothers, and I was there. Like I absolutely remember that. It was crazy, man. It didn't affect me personally, to my knowledge, as an artist at the time, primarily an artist, but I saw it affect a lot of people in the city. I wonder, that's a really fascinating question, Carrots. I wonder how many people like jumped in 2008. I would be interested to see data that showed exactly when. In fact, I could probably find some data from that first decade of crypto, to see when it. Well, now wait a minute. So Bitcoin came out in 2011, right? So it would have been 2008 would have been the financial crisis, and then they would have learned their, I guess what you're saying is that they would have learned their lesson. And so when Bitcoin came out in like 2011, they would have caught it maybe by 2012, 2013, and then hopped in to be like, I'm out, I'm not going to do this again. I think that's completely reasonable. Man, if I could go back in time, I swear to God, I wish I could have bought, I think everybody wishes they could have bought Bitcoin for like $1 or something. Can you imagine like having 10,000 Bitcoin that you bought for $1 and just like chilling? That's incredible stuff. That's a great point though, Carrots. I think you're right. I think a lot of people got affected by that and impacted by that. And when Bitcoin came out, and it actually probably, once it finally got into a little bit of consciousness of finance, I'm sure there were people that just said, yeah, why not? What's the risk, right? I mean, the whole financial system can collapse. Carrot says, folks from developing nations were well aware of this already, so quicker to adopt and put crypto to work for themselves. 100%. Also, developing nations for the last decade now have been really advanced in digital payment systems because their banking systems are so poor. I did a lot of work with startups where their primary user was governments and developing nations, because they didn't have banks that well, right? Their financial system was trash. So creating a way to do digital payments through their phones, like the developing world had the equivalent of Venmo way before we did. They've been using it for a very long time, just like do direct payments to shop owners and everything else. And it's still spreading, it's still growing, but they were early adopters to that stuff. So it also makes sense, beyond the collapse of the currency, they were already onboarded to digital payments through transfers, right? Like again, like Venmo like apps. So switching to crypto was probably like native, right? Like digital native. They were like, oh yeah, so digital money, yeah, I thought that's what we were already doing. Oh, it's something different but digital, fine, great. Can I buy food with it? Awesome. And I think that's the other thing too. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe in those developing countries, they're also more advanced and farther along in that digital crypto path, where they can buy basic goods and services with crypto, meaning they can go to the grocery store and buy food with crypto. They can go buy gas with crypto. They can buy clothes with crypto. I believe that it's already integrated, and certainly it's not 100%, but much more than it is here. Like I can't buy groceries yet from Amazon in Ethereum, although I would like to. Kara says Bitcoin was not created until 2009. Was it 2009 or 2011? I'll take your word for it. 2009, sure. Yeah, it was early. It was really early. Now I gotta look. Let's see. Let's look that up. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna risk pissing off the computer gods. I will look that up later. Awesome. Yeah. So it's super interesting. Super interesting fact. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Again, I don't want to go through all the countries. I think we pretty much covered it. Fascinating again that like Africa is way more in the zone than we are, or at least headed there. And Brazil is off the charts. Funny story. Interesting thing about Brazil. So when we were doing these toys, so when we were launching these guys right here, these here, I'll share this real quick. When we were doing these guys, we got them distributed in like 150 countries or something. Like we got them all over the planet. And the interesting thing was that our number one place was Brazil. Brazil, when we got the numbers from the distributor, Brazil by far by far, it was like designer toys craziness. Like they were all over it. There's something about Brazil, man. Crypto, designer toys. I also believe, I believe that Brazil and South Korea and the Philippines are super into NFTs because of things like Axie Infinity, because they're making like, you've got 20 somethings playing Axie Infinity all day and Decentra games all day and making way more than their parents do in a year, which is awesome. But Philippines, Brazil, and South Korea are hardcore. And I don't know why that is necessarily. So if anyone's Brazilian, like, you guys are nuts. You're also the best fighters in the world. So I don't know what that's about, but like, yeah, Brazil just goes hard when it comes to crypto and designer toys and art. And I would be really curious, to see what the stats are with NFTs, because I know they're big on NFTs as well as South Korea. I don't know the statistics on that, but it's fascinating to me. So there you go. We solved it. We did it. We got through it. Last year was a bull run. Last year was the 4th year cycle of what they call the Bitcoin cycle. It was a massive bull run. We knew it from the beginning of the last year. We planned on it. That's why we went in hard on NFTs and building software and technology that would support NFTs. That's why we did that last year. This year should be, according to the cycle, should be kind of a flat to a slightly down year. However, I wonder, there's already signs that the 4-year cycle that has been in place since 2011 is starting to crack, meaning that enough people are in it and there's enough systems in place and enough things for people to do to where they're not selling off and pulling out their money. So there is an assumption and a belief among some people who are smarter than I in this stuff that that 4-year cycle has cracked and is broken, and now we are on. It's more like the stock market, where nobody knows if it's going to go up or down. Fascinating stuff. No idea how that's going to all play out. J. Ross says they should recruit their parents to their scholarship, for sure. Right? Everybody needs to get in. Anyway, guys, that's what I got for you tonight. I hope you like this. I hope that it provided some value. If it did, please share it. Please please leave a comment, hit the bell for notifications. I finally got it right. And we're going to be hopping on Discord. I think Dusty was talking about some games. Hop over there if you can. If you're still awake, I'm thinking about you, Carrots. And if not, no worries. There's no shame in going to bed. Either way, I love you all. We will be back here tomorrow night. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video. And until then,